is accent really a signifier of socioeconomic status?
Yeah, well, like around the world, obviously does. You see examples, but obviously sometimes there's exceptions to the rule. But in general, particularly in Ireland, especially in Dublin, it's completely associated with your class. Like, for example, in the community I'm from in Dublin's inner city, we'd all speak. Now I'm speaking slow and clear now, but we all speak with a distinct inner city Dublin accent, and when we speak, it's almost like as if we sing, and there's a lot of rhyme into it, almost like the Cockney accent in London. But this accent is frowned upon. Like when you go and see all the multinational companies, they all speak perhaps say with a transatlantic American accent, which they put on, or they might speak with what we call a West British accent. So like we're in Ireland, it's the West British accent that people will put on. And you'll see this with kids that come up, or people who come up from the countryside into Dublin. They will change their accent, and you'll have it a lot even with foreign nationals that come to work in a lot of the multinational companies here. They automatically think they need to change and speak with the American accent. So it's a big signifier. Like you can tell by listening to someone in Ireland, especially in Dublin, where they're from. You can tell, like for example, in Dublin 1, Dublin 2, Dublin 8, the inner city districts, this would be the accent. But if you just go 10 minutes down the road to Dublin 4, the accent completely changes, you know?
Yeah. Thank you for that, Paul. But growing up in Ireland as a boy, how did that impact on you, your accent? Was it a disadvantage?
It's a strange one, because when I was a kid and a teenager, like before I kind of was learning about the world, or you know, I never seen it as a disadvantage. Almost I seen it as an advantage, because I learned, you know, you learn really good communication skills. Like in the inner city in Dublin, especially when I was growing up, it was quite dangerous. And as well, you had everyone from all walks of life. You'd government offices, you'd multinational offices, you'd universities. You're exposed to everything, and you're exposed to other cultures that start coming into Ireland. Growing up as a kid in that area, and good as well with my mum and dad, they wouldn't have been fairly like, oh, you can't go out. I was like the Wild West. When I was 12 years of age, I was walking around, getting up to all sorts. But that like kind of helped me, you know, like with communication skills, how you would talk, how you would in different situations, how you could assess the situation, the tone of accent that you would use for everything, the way you'd be talking. And then when I tried to start getting into employment, I noticed that I was getting kind of subtle comments sometimes about my accent. I'll just give you one example. The first time, I didn't have any education, formal education, when I came back from Scotland, and I got a job with a sales company selling what's called Aircom phone watch. It's like BT in the UK, and it was going door to door selling Aircom phone watch. It's like if someone breaks into your house, this alarm system calls the police. So I was going door to door with my supervisor, and he told me to tone down my accent. I was like, "What do you mean tone down my accent?" He was like, "You're not speaking correctly. You need to speak properly." He kept saying it to me, and then when we got back to the office, then after the first day, he said to me, "Look, you're gonna have to change your tone and all. I'll give you some notes to work on, and tomorrow we'll see how you're going." And I said, "I'm not changing my accent. Like, what's the story like with my accent? Like, what's the difference?" Like, "Well, you're not speaking correctly." And then I pressed him on it about what he was trying to say to me, and I says, "It's because I'm not speaking the way you speak." And then he says, "Look, this isn't working out. Don't come back." And I was like, "Right, fine." So that was the first kind of thing where I got aware I knew this stuff would always go on, you know. But that was the first where it was really blatant. And then just when I was going to college as well, like when you're in college and I'm the only one with an inner city accent, when you're talking to people, like just how they talk, sometimes like it's almost subconscious, people do things and it's not out of bad intention sometimes, but you could tell sometimes they just automatically assume you're not as intelligent as them, or you might not have the skills, or you're not going to have a career as how they're going to have a career.